What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Speedy Dominican, back at it again with another video. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Fun times, fun times. If you guys saw the last video, then you know what this video is about. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But for those of you who don't know, Civic is down again. Had to get it towed home last night. So I'm gonna let you guys know what's wrong with it. Shout out to my boy for staying with me last night till the tow truck showed up. We figured out what the issue was like 5 minutes after I pulled over. So it's an issue I've had before, nothing new. It should be a quick, simple fix. Should be. So we're gonna see. I'm about to pull the Neon out of the garage, or actually just move it up a little bit, see if it starts. And then I can't pull the Civic in because I'd have to move the Daily, then I'd have to move the Neon, and then so I'm gonna just work on it up there on the street. Like I said, it shouldn't take too long, but we're just gonna leave it there anyways. So yeah, let's get into the video. Let's see if the Neon starts. All right, so we got power. Let's see. There we go. But anyways, car's running, so we just gonna move it up just a hair, just so I can reach my toolbox. Just a little bit, you know, that should be good right there. I'm actually gonna take it around the block a little later, so I'll show you guys. Do a little pull, maybe not. But all right, so now I'm gonna walk up to the Civic and I'm gonna show you guys what the issue is and how we're gonna fix it, walk you guys through it, and then yeah, we just gonna fix it. So just in case you guys missed the last video though, look at the hood. Ooh, looks so much better, so much better. Looks like carbon fiber again. But anyways, don't mind all that. That's from when we were polishing it. All that's gonna get cleaned. So Jesus, all of it needs to get cleaned. All right, so our issue is this thing right here, this piece. Let me see if I can focus it. That entire piece right there. So that's basically the transmission shifter selector, mechanical selector, or the shifter selector solenoid, whatever you guys want to call it. That's basically what broke. So let me see if I can show you that. Let me see. I can't show you guys from here. I got one inside. It's happened to me before. This is the second one that breaks. All this says is stop trying to shift into mock Jesus. So I gotta learn not to shift so hard. I feel like I'll be driving a 3,000 horsepower bulletproof transmission when I really don't. So let this be a lesson to all of you. Don't try to drive like me. But anyways, so in order to get that off, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take the battery out. After we take the battery out, we're gonna take the charge pipe out. And then once we take that charge pipe out, we should have the space to get to it. This bracket right here, I will have to bend that back. There's 4 bolts holding the selector into place. There's one right there, there's another one back there, one right there, and another one in the back. So you basically just take those 4 bolts out, and then you got to make sure it's in neutral, and then you just kind of just pop it out and then pop the new one in, make sure it's in neutral, make sure it goes in smoothly, and yeah, put the shifter cables back on and you're good to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pop the shifter cables off after I get the battery and charge pipe off. So it's a little dark, as you can see. I got 1, 2, 3. This is why I have extra transmissions, just in case anything happens. But this is the part that broke it. Like I said, I've broken one before, and this is basically what happens. So it just literally kind of snaps off the casing. Let me try to see if I can find a better way to put it so you guys can see it a little better. But you see how it's just kind of like it's snapped. So that's what happened. It literally snapped just like this one. So the way this works is the shifter cables are attached to these, and then this is basically what selects the gear inside of the transmission. So right here is an opening try to get, oops, try to get some light in there. It's an opening inside the transmission, and this has like, I don't want to say gears, but these, I don't know what you would call them. I guess they are technically gears. And whenever you move, you know, whatever gear you go into, hold on, it'll select it inside of the transmission. So if that breaks, you're not going to be able to go into any of the gears because it's broken. So what I'm going to do on that one, that's the transmission where this one broke off of, and I took this one. This one blew fourth. This one has a blown fourth gear. Crazy. I was going up a hill, driving normal, and I guess I shifted too soon and the RPMs were too low, and I was trying to go up too big of a hill, and it overstressed the gear and it blew the fourth gear. So don't do that. Learn from my mistakes, as you can see. Made a lot of them, but you live and you learn. It's part of life. So, yep. So, blew this one up on that one. This one has a blown fourth gear. That transmission's fine. I just broke this, and then I took that off of this one, and I put it back on that one. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off of that one and put that one on the transmission that's in the car. I don't have to drop it or anything. So, like I said, it should be fairly simple. Hopefully, it is. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so like I said, all it is just those 4 bolts. You got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right there. So take those 4, make sure it's in neutral. You gotta find the neutral spot, and then take those 4 bolts out, and then you just pop it up straight, take it out, and that's it. So fairly simple, but I'm not gonna jinx myself. I'm gonna stop saying it, and we're just gonna get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. So I got the part out, as you can see. I got my 10 mil right there on the electric ratchet. I put a tent up because it was starting to get really hot. Sun was kind of coming out. So about to take a sip of water. Also, when you're removing this, if you ever need to remove this, you're gonna need a pry bar because it comes with Honda Bond right there to like get a proper seal. So you're gonna need Honda Bond. So keep that in mind. I have some somewhere. I gotta look for it. But let's go ahead and get started on taking the battery and the charge pipe off. So as you can see, I got my tent set up. I got my little table set up to put all my stuff. And I got the battery out. I got the charge pipe out. So, ouch, that hurt. So I can definitely show you right there. You can definitely see it snap clean out of place. I can literally take the whole thing out, and that's, yeah, no, that's done. So, wonderful. The wonderful adventures of owning a Civic. No, I'm just playing. They're not bad cars. It's just me. I got a bad juju. That's all it is. So take this little cotter pin out. Pop this shifter cable up. Same thing for this one that's freaking snapped. Take that little cotter pin out. Straight up. Pop it out. Once I get those 2 shifter cables off, all I need to do is 1 bolt. Let me see if I can get the second bolt. The second bolt right there. Bow. 3rd bolt. 4th bolt. You might need a pry bar because, like I said earlier, they do have RTV on them or Honda Bond to get a good seal sticking on. So you're gonna need a pry bar or something that can leverage really well. A really thick flathead might do it, but if not, I'd say go to Harbor Freight, get a set of beep pry bars. Jesus, I don't know why it took me so long to think of it. A pry bar, set a pry bar for like 20 bucks and use that. It'll be a lot easier, a lot better. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get those shifter cables off, and then we'll go ahead and pop that selector off. One quick thing, guys, shout out to my boy Joey for making my needle nose little. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to focus. Hold on. Yeah, shout out to Joey for that. But I got the cotter pins out, so all you gotta do pretty much is just kind of just lift them out like so. That's 1. That's 2. Oh dang, the whole thing came with that. So move that out the way. So now that those 2 are out, push that in a little bit. Oh, okay. So yep, now we're gonna get started on these bolts right here, and yeah, let's go ahead and check it out.
later.
4 bolts are out. So I recorded getting the back two. I stopped recording because it was taking me a while to get this one up front. See if I got that one right there. The best way to do it, the way that I did it, as you can see, is I bent this bracket back. And even then, I still couldn't really get it. I had to get a 1/4 inch, 10 millimeter, and get it in because it was slim and small. But I recommend to you guys, don't do what I do. If you want to do it the proper way, there is a 14 millimeter bolt, I believe. 14, 15 millimeter bolt, don't quote me. If you can get a ratchet in there or a socket in through here and loop around there into there, you can take the whole bracket out. That'd be the best way to do it, so you're not bending stuff back and forwards. I'm just kind of fed up with this car right now, so I'm just, yeah. But don't be me, do it the right way. So, but that is, in my opinion, kind of slightly easier to just kind of bend it. But like I said, don't be me, because it obviously is not good for it. So take the bolt out, take the bracket off completely, and then yeah, so all the bolts are out. Now we want to disconnect the connector for the solenoid. If I can, there we go. So get that connector off, and now all we got to do is just pop it off. As you can see, yeah, that thing is on there. So get a pry bar, and you're gonna have to do some wiggling. Don't break anything, you know, do it the right way, smart way. Don't be an AJ. And so yeah, so once I get that off, I'll show you guys exactly how it snapped and everything, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my time and try to pry this off. So the way I popped it off, so that's the selector, those are where the bolts go, bow, 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 bow. So what I did was, there's a little tab, I don't know if you guys can see it right in front of my finger. Let's see if I can, right there, right where the tiny, I got the tiny pry bar that I have, small one, and I put it under there, and I just pried up, just pushed it up, and boom, it popped up. As you can see, oh wait, as you can see, I got the thing wiggling. Uh-oh, that's not good. Something fell into the transmission. That's okay, I was gonna replace the fluid anyways. So yeah, if this ever happens to you guys, always remember, change the transmission fluid, because you don't know if one of the teeth broke off. Let me show you guys. You don't know if maybe one of these teeth broke off or chipped, or you don't know, you know, what could have broken or anything. So you just want to change the transmission fluid just to prevent anything from happening. It's the best way. So I'm gonna replace it. I run, what is it? I think it's Redline MT90, something like that. I'm gonna go look at a bottle, show you guys. Oh man, that's all kicked up in there. That's crazy. Oh, my fault. Squirrel. Anyways, so I'm gonna get that fixed. So whatever just fell in there, hopefully it'll fall out with the transmission fluid. If not, I'll refill it. I'll go to Honda, get the regular MTF fluid, fill it up, turn it on, shift through the gears so that it'll hopefully fall to the bottom, turn it off, and then flush it out again, and then put the actual fluid I run in it. So we're gonna do that, but as of right now, we're gonna go ahead and pop that part off, and yeah, pop the new part in. So it's out. This is where it went wrong. That's, yeah, that's what happens when you try to shift and unlock Jesus. So that's what it's supposed to look like. It's all one piece. It's not multiple pieces, it's all one piece, and this is now 2 pieces. So oh, whatever fell into the transmission was just one of the little parts of metal that snapped. So I'm gonna grab a little magnet I have, and I'm gonna just kind of dig it in there just to see if there are any metal shavings in there, like big ones, before I turn it on. And then yeah, if I don't find anything, we're gonna go ahead and put this piece on. We're gonna RTV on the bottom of it, stick it on, bolt it down, shifter cables, and then after the shifter cables, we'll put the charge pipe back on, put the battery back in, jack it up, flush the fluid, or actually I'm gonna start it, shift it through the gears one time, 1 2 3 4 5 6, neutral, turn it off, then drain the fluid, and then take the Corolla, go get some new fluid, dump it in there. Also, you know what sucks, guys, what I just realized, after that broke, I was doing like 80 on the highway, and I'm just rolling in neutral trying to get my boy to stop because he was just taking off. I had to flash him like 1,000 times for him to notice. But like I said, shout out to him though, especially for the hood. But anyway, so when I got over to the shoulder, when he finally pulled over, I hit the shoulder, and there was something in the freaking shoulder, and I couldn't get back in the road, and it freaking messed up the bumper. It popped off the bottom piece, and just look at the bottom, how it's just hanging. So that's another thing I gotta fix. Also, cracked the bumper right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope so. So that's kind of popped out. So peachy, bro, peachy. If it's not one thing, it's another. But worst come to worst, the car's fine. It's nothing major, you know. So just shrug it off, laugh it off, fix the part. Luckily, I have the spare part. You know, I'm not struggling to go get a new one, so I don't have to wait or anything. So take it how it comes. Life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Everything happens for a reason. No matter how many things happen that make you think otherwise, never believe otherwise. Always believe that everything happens for a reason. So as long as you keep that in mind, you'll be fine. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this put on. So before I throw it in, we got our Honda Bond, our high performance RTV silicone gasket maker. Let's see, what's it say right there? Known as Loctite 5699. So this is pretty much what Honda Bond is. Got that. I couldn't find my tiny bendy magnet, so I'm gonna try to poke around with this big one. Hopefully, if there's something to catch, it'll catch it. Pokemon, gotta catch them all. And then for the red one, I'm gonna try to like take all that off. So I'm gonna lightly hit it with a wire brush, not too aggressively, just to kind of get all that off. Honestly, I might be able to hit it by hand, or I might get a paper towel with some alcohol and just rub it down to get it off. Honestly, instead of hitting it with the wire brush, yeah, I'll probably do that, or some acetone or something. Smooth it out and then let it dry. Wipe it down with a dry paper towel and then hit it with the RTV. Slap it on, bolt it down, and go from there. So two more things. So we went in the transmission, no metal shavings. The magnet didn't pick anything up, so that's a good sign. That means there's no big chunks or even little chunks on the top where it could at least reach. I don't know about the bottom of it, but like I said, it's gonna get drained anyways. Second thing, make sure to cover it up, the hole, so that nothing gets in, and spray it with brake clean. Clean it on the outside. For me, at least, I had to, because a lot of that fluid slung out. And so yeah, so clean that off. Make sure that there's no metal shavings on the top of it. I'm about to hit this piece with some brake cleaner, hit it with a paper towel, clean it off, let it dry 5 minutes, RTV it, slap it on. So now the most important thing you guys gonna need to make sure is that the transmission is actually in neutral. That's gonna be the biggest thing. Don't force the piece in. It has to just kind of pop in on its own. It has to slide in. So that's gonna be the biggest issue. I think mine is in neutral. So hopefully if I put the shifter selector into the neutral position and I slide it on, hopefully it'll just slide right in. It should just slide right in. If not, I'm gonna have to move the levers around, you know, and see which position it's in, what gear it's in, before it'll just pop in. So hopefully it's in neutral. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop it on. We are one step closer. It is officially in. Actually, good thing I did this, because I remember to plug the sensor back in, make sure that's plugged in. But as you can see, I got all the bolts in. Everything's all said and done. I went inside the car, I tested the shifter. The shifter works perfectly fine. So all I gotta do is just put the cotter pins into the little holes to hold the shifter cables into place. Don't mind the red, the transmission was red that this one came off of. So once I put the cotter pins into the place, all we gotta do is put charge pipe back on, battery back in, and then yeah, start it, go through the gears, turn it off, drain the fluid, and refill it, and we're all good to go. So almost there. So everything is finally put back together. We got the charge pipe in, we got the cotter pins in on the shifter cables, we got the battery all set up. So everything's all good. I'm double checking everything. I plugged the solenoid back in, check the shifter, everything's good, tightened all the bolts. I gotta bend that bracket, but that's about it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start it and go through the gears. Bow, 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 bow. Moment of truth. Bow. We're in there. We're in there, guys. And just like that, that's how you fix that issue. Another thing I just found out, if you have a really hard time going to the right to throw it in reverse, it could be that solenoid as well. Because I used to have to use all my strength to throw it to the right to toss it in reverse, and now I can do it with my thumb. That's crazy. So that's a big issue. That's a big red flag for you guys to realize that that solenoid might be going out. Yeah, ignore all that, guys. That's because the car is just booting up. So as you can see, we fixed the issue. Now that I went through the gears, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm going to go get transmission fluid, and we're gonna replace that, and we're all set. Excuse me, we're all set and done, guys. So let's do it. So everything's all set and done so far. We're about to hit up Summit. I'm not taking the Corolla because the Corolla needs gas and it needs an oil change. So we're taking my mom's car. So we're gonna go to Summit, buy the transmission fluid. I'm gonna show you guys how to replace the transmission fluid, and then we're gonna go drive it around and make sure everything works. So oh my goodness. I forget how close she sits. Slowly but surely. So, all right, I'll see you guys when we get to Summit. All right, so we're finally here. And they don't have the MT90 I usually run, but I'm gonna try the Torco MTF because this one's GL5. The MT90 is usually GL4. So we're gonna try out the Torco MTF, see how this one feels. Hopefully this one's a little better and it's a little cheaper. So if you guys want to do transmission flush, it's 2 quarts of it. So this Torco sitting at 1283, and the red line is usually 2310. So let's get it. All right, so we're finally outside of Summit and we got the fluid. So I don't know if you guys could hear me before, but I went with the Torco MTF. The reason I chose this one over the Redline MT90 I usually run is because this one's a GL5. MT90 is a GL4. So I just want to see if it does a difference. That I've never had an issue with the, oh, what are you? Whoa. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. What is that? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Get off the sticker. Get off the sticker. Oh, anyways. So this is a GL5. The MT90 is a GL4. So I just want to see how this is gonna run. If it's gonna, oops. If it's gonna run any smooth. If it's gonna run any smoother or anything. So, and it was a little cheaper. So I've never had any issues with Torco. I used to, oh my goodness. Like I was saying, I used to run their engine oil and I had no complaints whatsoever. Honestly, right now I'm running Moto. Honestly, I might, oh my goodness. Be quiet. Jesus, all these distractions. Anyways, let's get back to the house and let's just throw this in the car. Back at the crib. So for those of you that don't know, transmission flushes on these cars need to be done every 15,000 miles. The tools you need to do it is a 3/8, a long 3/8 extension, 3/8 ratchet, and a long funnel. And this is the fill bolt right here. Oop, my fault. That right here, right there on top. Let me try to focus it right there. So you put your extension in. This is a locking extension, so I can lock it in place. So that's in. You get your ratchet. Put your ratchet on. You break it loose. Leave it open. You go under. I'm gonna show you guys where the bolt is, the drain bolt is in a second. Let me crack this top one open and we'll go to the bottom. So this is what I was trying to show you guys earlier. The damage from whatever I hit when I was pulling over on the shoulder. Pop this out too. But this, I can kind of just pull this back out and tuck it back in. But that's flapping. That's from the hood. So let me show you guys how to do this. Don't be like me. Always use a jack stand. Don't just rely on the jack. So when you're under it, you're gonna see the rear motor mount right there. So in order to drain the fluid, you're gonna wanna go right here. This is the drain. That's the drain bolt right there. So you're gonna take that out. And once you take that out, it's gonna start draining all the transmission fluid. Once it drains out all the transmission fluid, you pop the cover back on, or the drain bolt back in, and you go to the top and you fill it up. So let's go ahead and crack it and get it leaking. Fluid's draining. Oh wow, that really didn't have a lot in there. Interesting. Drain bolt right there. Fluid draining. I'm out from under the car just in case the jack decides to. Definitely don't be me, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Don't be me. Don't be me. I can imagine how that back one is over there. Sheesh. Look at that one. Oh my goodness. No wonder I can never catch traction anywhere. It's about time for an oil change too, now that I think about it. All right, so it's pretty much done leaking. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this plug back in. You don't want to tighten it too much because there's really no need. As long as it's snug, that's all you need. Where's the ratchet at? Oh, let me grab the ratchet. All right. Got our handy dandy snap-on ratchet that I've had for like 4 years and it's never failed me, thankfully. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. See? Oh, nope. Come on. There we go. We're doing snug. That's it. Push that out the way. Get up from under the car. All right. Now we can lower it. Hopefully I don't just yeet it. Hold on, let me put the phone down. All right. There we go. Let it drop. So we already got our funnel in there. We're gonna go ahead and crack our bottles. See if I can crack it one-handed. Bow. Oh, they got a seal on it too. So we gonna pop that seal. Like that. Yeah, it smells nasty. We do on the, ooh, interesting. I know for a fact, factory Honda transmission fluid is rose gold. The MT90 is kind of rose gold as well. This one's kind of interesting. This one's like coolant green, kind of. Get every drop. All right. Put the cover on. I don't know about you guys. Whenever I use bottles like these, I always keep them laying around. So when I do an oil change or whatever, I can put them in the bottle and dispose of them properly. For those of you who don't know how to dispose of oil properly, you can always go to an AutoZone or auto parts store, and they have a tank in the back. You can just dump it out, and they dispose of it for you. So free of charge, just so you know, in case you didn't know. So I'm scared I was gonna spill it. Poke a hole in it, just fly out, boom, spills all of it. It has to go by another one. Yeah, look at the color. That's interesting. So every drop counts. Ouch. Every drop counts. So that's good. We're gonna cover that back up. I get my fluid from Summit. I live 10 minutes away from Summit, so we're gonna throw that there. Make sure that doesn't leak. There, I only use that funnel for fluid, for transmission fluid. So, but before you use it, I always recommend spraying it out with brake clean, just because like spiders and debris and all that stuff can get in there. So after you got it all out, you grab your bolt. I have my locking extension right here. We're going to just pop that in. Stays in place. Dang, somebody hit something. And then we're just gonna thread it in. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Never use an impact. Please never use an impact on stuff like this. Ever, ever, ever. Hand tight. Once it's snug, grab your ratchet. Let me take this extension off. The video got cut, but grab your ratchet. Pop it on. Just nice and snug. Take it out and you're all set. You're all good to go. That's how you do a transmission flush on a 10th gen Civic. That goes for any 10th generation Civic. Doesn't just have to be SIs, they're all the same. So let's get this out the way. These bottles, put it back in the bag. Put the money in the bag. Put it in. So we're gonna get that out the way. So you're gonna leave this here. I'm gonna close this softly because it's carbon fiber. Pull this up. Don't mind my broken driveway. I need to redo that. Keys. Let me grab my keys and we'll go. Guys, the difference is insane. I don't know if it's a mix of the gear selector and the trans fluid or what, but it definitely feels so much smoother. I love boost noises. Definitely so much better. So much better. One of these days I'm gonna give you guys a video of a POV with me driving and exhaustive boost noises so you guys see what I'm talking about. But and just like that, we're back at the crib. I don't know why the video cut out like that, but it is what it is. I'm gonna pick it up from where it left off. What I was trying to say was I thought I needed shifter cables. Apparently I don't. When you have bad shifter cables, when your shifter cables are stretched, when you're in gear, you end up getting a lot of play. Like, this is kind of normal. I still have a stock shifter assembly. I have Acuity Goodies, but it's still a stock assembly for the majority. You know, the assemblies from factory. So a little play is normal, but I wish you guys could have seen it before I replaced that. It was terrible. Like, I mean, like, I could barely know if I was in gear, neutral. Like, it was rough. Another thing is, for reverse, it's so smooth now. Like, before I used to have to use all my weight and shift it in all the way to the right, down in a reverse. Now, smooth as butter, super easy. So shifter cables aren't bad, but if you guys didn't know, that is a symptom of stretched shifter cables, is excess play while the car's in gear and the shifter. So keep that in mind. Sorry, I do need to get an upgraded shifter, a short shifter, a fully adjustable short shifter, because race car. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning into the video. I'm gonna cut it here. It's been a long day, not too long. I'm just tired. I didn't really sleep last night, so yesterday was kind of a long night. So always remember, if something breaks on your car, no matter what you're going through, try to stay positive and always try to remember that everything happens for a reason and everything's gonna get better. I promise everything's gonna get better. So on that note, the car is fixed, it's drivable. It wasn't down for more than 12 hours or more than 24 hours. So that's a plus. Luckily I had those spare parts. If not, I don't know what I would have done. Another thing before I let you guys go, I'm gonna say is I'm gonna try to take apart that solenoid and see what failed on the inside and how it works. And because me just thinking, I don't know if it's true or not, I don't know if that's how it works, but I'm thinking that solenoid failed and it caused something to happen because it was super rough on the shifter. So I'm thinking maybe that could have led to the assembly cracking the way it did and shattering. That's the second one that's happened like that to me. So I'm gonna take them apart and look on the inside and just see how it is that it works on the inside, see if it's related in any kind of way. I'll probably make a video on that separate in the future, but yeah, guys, stay tuned. I have a lot more content coming and planned. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.